Do you actually have to overseed your fescue lawn? Let's talk about pre-emergent versus overseeding right now. What's up YouTube? It is Mr. Ferguson back once again. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video here in my lawn in central North Carolina. We got the crows above me that are crowing all over the place. I am out in the sun. I'm filming this in the afternoon time, so we'll hopefully see if I can make it through filming this with the sun beating down on the camera. It is a little cooler today. We've not had as much rain here as of late as we've had in weeks past. We've talked about, if you haven't caught up on my videos here in the lawn, we've talked about how we just recently did a application of liquid green effect 700 with 6% iron. We had some kind of negative results from that. Check out the past video from this past Wednesday if you want to check that out. But today I want to focus on something because we're getting into the mind frame. We're getting closer and closer to ending summer. I know we still got at least a month and a half left, but we need to start getting our game plan together on what we're going to do in the fall time. And a lot of people that perhaps have never done overseeding, never done pre-emergent, they may be trying to decide, what do I need to do? So we're going to get into that a little bit today. And there's a lot to unpack in that, but I like to do this video every single summer because it prepares people that are trying to say, okay, let me get an idea of what do I need to do. And it really, there is no one solution fits all for everybody out there. We're all in different situations. As you guys know, location matters, the type of grass matters of when you plant it, what you're dealing with weed wise, what you've seen in the lawn this past season. There's a lot of factors that we can have in what we need to do with our game plan coming up in fall. And I like to start here for the new people. Obviously, if you watch my channel all the time, you know some of the talking points that I go through to try to help people that are new to lawn care. But number one, we need to identify, are we trying to have a warm season lawn or a cool season lawn? And the reason why I say that is because I'm in here in North Carolina where we have basically it's 50-50. We have a lot of people with cool season lawns like fescue, like some fescue Kentucky bluegrass mix, but we also have tons of people, especially new homes, as me and my wife are looking at new homes, with Bermuda grass, with zoysia grass. Even next door I've seen a little bit of St. Augustine grass. So we have a mix in North Carolina in the transition zone. If you're further north, you likely want to go with cool season grass. The further south you go, you likely want to go with warm season grass. And we're not going to get into the pros and cons of both, but number one, you need to establish what type of grass type do you want, whether it's one or the other. Now, if you picked cool season grass and something like fescue, something like Kentucky bluegrass, ryegrass, that is what I have here in central North Carolina, and I love GCI turf type tall fescue. On Monday, we talked about the seed that I've already purchased that I'm going to be doing an overseeding here in my lawn. But necessarily, do you have to? Do you have to overseed? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends. So as we get into it, I like GCI turf seed because number one, we talked about how it's blue tag certified. It has absolutely zero weed seeds in it. It has no noxious weeds in it. And just briefly for new people, what that means is you've got seed brands out there that actually has weeds in the bag. So when you sow the seed in your lawn, you're actually putting weeds in your lawn. Yes, I was like, really? Like there's a choice? No weeds or weeds? I would rather pay a couple extra dollars and get the seed with no weeds. That's what you're getting with GCI turf. He's got GCI turf type tall fescue with a Mountain View seed blend, which spreads. Yes, it's a engineered fescue that spreads in your lawn over time. GCI Cool Blue is the same exact spreading fescue with the addition of Kentucky bluegrass in it. And then you also have GCI Spreader Elite, which those of you that is asking that question, well, what's the difference? Spreader Elite is a spreading fescue from one farm with one cultivar set, and the GCI turf type tall fescue is spreading fescue with the Mountain View cultivars. So they're both basically the same thing, but the cultivars come from two different places. That's the main main difference. And then of course you've got alpha, elite, and all that. So let's get into the true topic of what we're talking about now. How do I know if I need to do pre-emergent versus overseeding? Well, we've had a lot of rain this summer, guys, and I'm betting more than any other year, most of you can probably go without overseeding if you've had a lot of rain like I have. Now, it depends a lot of times on summer conditions of your location. Did you have a very rough summer? What do I mean by that? Well, here in North Carolina, as I've documented my lawn over the past 4 to 5 years, many of you have seen my summers. We thin out. We have crabgrass pop up when our pre-emergent runs out. We have lack of water. I'm on city water. I'm trying to throw sprinklers all over my lawn, and it's very difficult to catch up when there's a drought. And we've had drought conditions the past 3 years. This year has been the exact opposite. We've had rain every single time we've needed it. So with that said, we need to evaluate, as we are currently in summer and going through summer, how much of our good fescue grass back here are we losing. And as you see what's behind me right now, I've not hardly lost anything. The most that I've lost is from my own doings, which we talked about this week. Using Green Effect, it was a little strong in some of the areas I sprayed, and I may have torched a little bit of my grass on the edges. And by the way, somebody said, what the heck is a trim nozzle? When I talked about my trim nozzle, did it? When I do my backpack spray, I have a nozzle that's about 3 or 4 foot wide, and I do a trim pass around all my concrete, my edges, my driveway, and then I put on a bulk spray, which is like 10 to 12 foot spray, and I do the bulk areas of my lawn. So when I say a trim pass, I trim areas out and then do the bulk of the yard with the wider. So that's what I mean by that. But I've not lost any grass this year, and as you guys know, I went 2 years without overseeding, not in a row. I think I mixed it up and did 1 year where I didn't do it, overseeded, and then do another year where I just did pre-emergent, where I did not overseed my lawn. It was not necessary. You have to keep in mind, when we're in the summer, the grass is in a protective state. What I'm talking about fescue right now. Our fescue grass is not in the environment that it thrives in. It's got hot soil temperatures. It's humid here in North Carolina, at least. I'm talking about my area. It's very hot. We're in the 90s all week. If we're lucky, we get down to 80s. We're in the 90s height. So everything that fescue hates. So it's not going to look its best, and it's going to protect itself as best as possible. When the soil temperatures go down, when the temperatures in the air go down, and when the humidity dissipates, that's when fescue begins to thrive, relax, open up. We can fertilize, and it looks absolutely amazing. And so we have to look at, okay, how much grass have I lost versus how much do I currently have coming out of summer? Do I think I need to overseed? And there is a guess there, because clearly I'm already buying my seed thinking, okay, I may lose some. But so what I'm going to do is be overseeding my yard to help you guys out if you're overseeding yours. I need to do a core aeration. I did not do that on my lawn last year. I am going to do it this year. But if we're coming out of summer and we have not lost tons of our fescue, you may not need to buy a big, huge 45-pound bag of seed and do an overseeding. Maybe you just want to aerate your lawn and let it recover, put down some fertilizer in the fall, and make your grass grow, and then do pre-emergent. And you can do something like a prodiamine or a dithiopyr, which is a long-term pre-emergent to help stop poa annua. You would literally block out all the poa annua before it ever grows and establishes in your lawn. You would have a weed-free lawn all the way until spring. Then you want to do another spring pre-emergent, because then we're doing a pre-emergent to stop summer weeds and spring weeds, which is crabgrass, which is all those other nasty things that we're seeing in our lawn right now if you did not do pre-emergent. So you really need to evaluate, guys, what is my summer like? Am I getting lots of rain? Do I feel like I'm losing a lot of my fescue due to fungus, lack of fungicides? Maybe it's lack of water and my grass has died. You know, going into summer with 100% of your lawn, how much are you coming out of it? 80%, 70%, 90%, 50%? And that is what I would determine on, okay, do I want to go into fall with a pre-emergent mindset, keeping what I've got? I don't feel like I need to overseed. I may need to do it next year, but it's been a good summer. So I'm not going to do an overseed. I'm going to do a pre-emergent to stop weeds and have a nice looking thick lawn. Or I've lost a lot of fescue. Definitely, I've not had the rain Mr. Ferguson in North Carolina has. I need to go ahead and buy my seed, plan on aerating. I'm going to aerate, or maybe you're not going to aerate, you're just going to go with the seed. If I'm seeding, I'm going to aerate. I like to aerate when I seed. I just think it works better that way, and a core aeration at that. But that's what I would be evaluating. And so again, you need to do your own evaluation. And so what works for me, and what I'm going to be doing here, which is I'm going to be trying to thicken up my lawn, because last year here on my channel, when I did the big day 2024, I did it too early, seeing, okay, how early can we plant our seed and get it done so we can work on other lawns. It did not go well. You need to do it when soil temperatures begin to drop and you get that fall feeling in the air. Last year I distinctly remember that. You cannot go early. So do your own evaluation, do your own homework. And again, think about pre-emergent when we're putting that down. You know, it's going to block the Poa annua. If you had a Poa annua problem in spring, it may be worth you doing pre-emergent to block it. Remember that the grass in summer, as we just talked about recently, it is not in its best looking state. It's going to grow, it's going to thrive, it's going to get that water, it's going to thicken up. When the last 2 times I did not do an overseed, guys, I thought I've done screwed up. In my mind, mentally, I didn't put this on camera, but I thought maybe I screwed up. It looks kind of thin. Maybe I should be overseeding. It's too late now. I'm just going to do my pre-emergent. But once the temperatures and the season changed, the grass got unprotective. It got used to the environment it's supposed to be thriving in. It thickened up and my lawn looked totally fine, looked great. Still got the pictures that make it look awesome. So just because it may not look thick now, don't count that as, oh, it's going to look terrible in the spring. It will look better regardless if you overseed or not. So it's just how much grass is actually dead, gone, and dying, and maybe you only need to overseed in certain areas, and other areas you do pre-emergent and mix it up. That's a possibility too. So thank you guys so much for this talk about overseeding versus pre-emergent. Some may want to do one. Many are probably going to still do the overseeding just out of habit. So stay tuned. We're going to follow. All of my overseeding is going to be here on the channel. We film that. So stay tuned for the big day 2025, sometime in September, more than likely. God bless you guys. Let me know your comments below. Remember the community page on your mobile app of YouTube. You can go hit visit community, and you can post what you're thinking. You can post your lawn and your pictures as well. Love to hear that. Comment below, like the video. We'll hopefully see you next week with another lawn care video. God bless you.